Hello friends, let's see how long I can keep up the remainder of Q4 doing a weekly knitting and or craft podcast. I'm not actually sure if I've been able to consistently upload once a week for an entire quarter, but I mean, it's a challenge. Let us see how far we can actually get. Today you might be able to see that I am not feeling great, so instead of knitwear I am wearing Voltron. So let's get into it. I am actually going to smash to my finished objects. I did not finish all these in the span of a single week. I did finish them in like, I don't know, 2.5. I did finish the stripe hype. This is the stripe hype by Veronica Lindbergh. I had a lot of the undyed wool of the Andes in sport weight. The pattern calls for DK. I just had a lot of sport and all the colors are in sport weight. So I looked at the yardage requirements for each of the stripes and I knit the size large based on trying to use up as much as I could of the colors. The colors, I think the one that said it needed the most of the color was slightly more yardage requirement than one of the 50 gram balls. So I just knit the size large expecting to eat into my gauge swatch. I did not have to eat into my gauge swatch. I am pretty satisfied with the fit. I mean, I do wish that I had gone for like the size extra large instead, just to try to get it a little bit baggier, you know, because hot girls have gender dysphoria. But as far as length goes, I like the sleeves. I added 8 extra rounds of the white and went 1 inch more shallow on the ribbing. I think that that's pretty perfect, and I like how it poofs the sleeve, but it doesn't like really scrunch up the colored stripes, so the pink on the sleeve. And I wish that I had repeated that down at the body. These are not quite high-waisted. My natural waist is right here, so it's that slightly cropped fit with the sport weight yarn. So I do wish that I had added that extra 8 rounds of the white to give it a little bit more length and to have the poof on the white mostly instead of scrunching up the blue. Just because I want the blue to be a little bit more straight, but that's just a personal preference. Other than that, I am pretty satisfied. I finished the chevron shawl. The chevron shawl is actually getting a fair amount of use because this is like a blanket shawl. This is pretty significant. This is 3 balls of Lion Brand shawl in a cake, so that is 450 grams. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I have been wearing it to a couple events, and it's dash busted 3 balls of yarn. I cast on and finished the half pie shawl. This is the half pie shawl out of 1 skein of the Lion Brand shawl in a cake. Bam, bam. And I just followed the half pie shawl recipe and added in a couple little lacy bits, some yarn over knit 2 together, yarn over knit 2 togethers, just to add a little bit more visual interest, so it wasn't just as stockinette could be. So I'm not sure if this little hill at the top is a result of me not casting it on 100% correctly, or if it's an issue with me not being able to cast off 100% correctly. I had to knit like 96 worth of stockinette rows before I could do another increase, and I managed to get like 80 and then had to bind off. So it's possible that I just needed to do an extra increase round before binding off to get it to lay like 100% correctly, but as just a casual stash busting project, this is not bad. And I also finished these tiny little baby trousers. Disclaimer, there is no baby. I guess this could technically go to my husband's friend's baby, but I don't think that they would surely appreciate 100% superwash merino baby trousers, even though they are having a winter baby, so that actually seems like it would work really well for them. I still don't think that I want to gift wool to somebody who is not a knitter. So that's 4 finished objects in the span of like 2 weeks, which is a lot, but to be fair, a lot of those finished objects were almost finished anyways. Something still on the needles that I'm not going to show you is that big blanket project. This is the blanket, and this is all that's left of cake number 1. And I am emotionally ready to be done with it. Ooh, socks. As far as the sock whips go, I did not work on the socks for my mother, but I did work on the socks for my brother-in-law this week. My goal for this week is to get through the gusset increase and the heel turn, which to me sounds a little ambitious just because this is my desk project at work. I have one desk project at work that I feel like I need the motivation to actually chug through this project because I'm not in love with this yarn. It's a little bit scratchy. It's the Peyton's Croy sock. I'm just not in love with this project, and I'm not excited about it because I've knit so many socks and these aren't even for me. And they're just big socks. So I just kind of need that motivation if this is the only project I have to work on in order to actually work on that. These are my personal socks. These are just, I don't know, halfway up the toes at this point. They're purple. I like purple. That's pretty much it. I did cast on this. This is just ribbing at this point. It's going to be a little baby cabled sweater in, what are you? I love this wool, which is an 80-20 acrylic wool blend. So hopefully that will be a little bit easier to wash for baby gift knitting, but that is my current cable project. So I have a cable project started. The other thing for knitting bingo, I cast on a vintage sweater. It is some ribbing, but this project is currently on pause. So the thing with that is though, I cast on and just started knitting, and I got 30 rounds into my ribbing before I thought to myself, maybe I should make a gauge swatch to make sure that this actually fits, because this pattern calls for fingering weight yarn, and I guess this yarn is technically light fingering weight because there are parts that is feeling like fingering weight, but there are other parts that are a little bit questionable. So the vintage sweater is started, but it's on pause until I do that gauge swatch. And I have an update to bingo. I am officially giving up on the washcloth. I haven't frogged it yet, but I am officially giving up on the washcloth. I am instead replacing it with the vest. So this vest, I am still doing that thing where instead of choosing the appropriate size for my body, I am choosing what do I think is the maximum amount of garment I can get for the amount of yarn that I have. I had 450 meters-ish approximately of this yarn, and the size medium called for 490, but the size small only called for like 410. So I was just like, I gotta cast on this size medium and just knit until I run out of yarn. Yeah, we're just knitting that vest up until we run out of yarn. It is Stitch Stuff yarn, multi-stuff DK in Purple Rain. I love this amount of tweetage. All the yellows, the like pinky red. I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, I definitely anticipate the sweater vest being done this week. I expect to have updates to my gift socks from my brother-in-law. I might have a little bit more progress on my cable baby project, and I definitely have a goal to do the gauge swatch for the vintage sweater. One more update to the bingo card. I am officially removing something for Diamond. I just remembered that I picked like this cute little kitty chef kit up last year at the craft store for her and her kids for Christmas, and that just seemed like an equally cute, thoughtful gift. So I'm removing something for Diamond and labeling that as another Just Craft Something. Hello, it is Ed from the next day. Just to update you for pole dancing updates, my meat hook sucks and I keep overshooting the Gennaro from Dangerous Bird. Also, more relevant to the knitting slash crafting stuff, I see a lot of people doing a what I am reading or what I have read, and currently the only finished book I've I've gotten in the past 2 weeks is Pet Cemetery. I am doing that with the Unresolved Textual Tension Book Club. And we are on the Discord just absolutely roasting it, which it is so fun to roast people who you can only aspire to write as good as they write. So if you want to join that book club live stream, that's going to be over on the Unresolved Textual Tension podcast later sometime in October, because it's spooky season. Join over there. And the current roast in the Discord is Florida Man arrested under suspicion of necromancy. I'm pulling up my Libby app. Apparently I have also read The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. This is not my vibe of rom-com, but it might be your vibe. The banter is bantering, but they're just some tropes that I get the ick from. I have also listened to Anatomy and Immortality by Dana Schwartz, which are very YA, historical, paranormal, romancy. It's very teenagery. And currently I am listening to The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, which the characters are annoying me. I like the world building though. I'll probably listen to the sequel as well if it's in the same world but different characters. So if you have any ideas of what I should put down in that little bingo slot besides something for Diamond to replace that, let me know down below along with any questions, comments, or concerns. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you know when I do post. It's usually on Fridays, but not every Friday, but I'm going to challenge myself for this quarter to do every Friday. Like always, stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye!